What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Random Ramblings. I'm Jerome.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Fat Nipples.
Stupid. Just from the get-go.
I did not expect that. Oh boy. And today we're talking about Westworld Season 2, Episode 4, Riddle of the Sphinx.
Nipples of the what?
Riddle of the Sphinx. Oh boy, fat nipples, huh?
I've been like looking up inwards, like to throw in, you know.
Just watch your N-words.
Yeah, I know.
I can totally imagine he has a notepad full of. This week,
Is that what you left at work? You're like, oh yeah, we're talking about Westworld too. I was going through N-words.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the way to do it.
So, what did you guys think about this week's episode?
It was okay.
No, really.
No, I loved it.
Yeah, I honestly, I think it's the best of the season, maybe even the best of the series.
It was really good. I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's funny because a lot of people are talking about the big reveal being Emily. Oh, it's his daughter.
Yeah.
And to me,
that was the smallest one because that was the one I saw coming a mile away.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just glad we got to reveal this episode instead of dragging it on.
Yeah. Which is weird for them.
Yeah, but I that one I.
What do you think about
figured.
that?
I wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
We talked about it last week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we all figured last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Logan's dead.
Yeah, Logan's dead apparently.
You think that's true?
Yeah, I think he's dead.
So do I.
Yeah, except I don't see any reason that William would have lied about that. Like,
No.
especially because like he was telling the truth about everything else. I think he was just telling him all like the shitty things that's happened since.
Well, and like
he's
it
been
sounded
in
so.
there.
He sounded like so pathetic when he said it too. Like, Logan overdosed years ago. Like,
Yeah.
like you should know this.
Although he should feel bad because he led him to that. So
Yeah, he
Yeah.
put him naked on a horse and basically he killed him.
slowly.
But so I want to get right into the little red memory thing that Ford made and had Bernard got. Who do you think is the other
What?
Did you not watch the episode?
The little red thing? Maybe I'm.
You know the memory thing that Bernard grabbed at the end
The-
for another human? Who do you think that's for? What other human do you think that's for?
I have no clue.
You have
Ford himself.
You think it's for Bernard or do you think it's for Ford?
I think Ford's still alive.
You think it's for Ford? I think it's Arnold.
I think it's Arnold too.
And I think in the future things that we're seeing where Bernard doesn't have the scar on the side of his head, I think that's Arnold.
So do I. I came to that conclusion today.
He sure seems to be leaking a lot of fluid.
Yeah, but that's
That's
Bernard.
But that's Bernard.
Yeah, I know.
In the
That's what I
future
mean.
scenes. Yeah, I think it's gonna, and especially if that scene that we saw in the first episode, Dolores and it could still be Dolores and Arnold talking just like we saw last year.
Yeah, but
Except it's in the future. Now he's back.
and she's bringing him online.
Yeah.
Also, like Clementine brings him to the cave because Ford told him to.
Yeah.
Which I was thinking about this. You know, I almost said slaves. They're not slaves.
All the slaves.
All the hosts are free.
Basically, yeah.
I mean, they are.
I mean, not all of them though, because some of them are still. Remember that they're at the bar. They're still doing their job there.
But that's what their job is. Do you know what I mean?
Well, but if they were free, they would probably leave the bar and go do some shit.
But they don't know any better. Because that's their job. That's where they go every day. Is go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
I
their
guess
life.
they don't have a Dolores that knows that there's other shit to do. I guess.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so although I don't know about those people that are getting their heads fucking
Nailed in by
the railroad.
Yeah, which I saw because Lisa Joy did an AMA to talk about it. Someone asked her, "Are those humans or hosts?"
Mhm.
And she goes, "It's both. Just whoever gives them trouble, they kill them."
Wow.
And I was like, "Oh wow!" So those are humans and hosts under there.
Jesus. But so they're all like if Ford's narrative is for them to be free and to be able to not have restraints is the way Bernard put it. Then what the fuck is Clementine bringing Bernard to the cave for? Like, because Ford had to tell her to, right?
Yeah. See that's where I think like some of them are free. Like Bernard, he's free. Maeve is free. I kind of don't believe Dolores is. I feel like she's still being controlled. Like I think she thinks she's free, but just how like Bernard thought he was free last season, but really he's being controlled by Ford the whole time. You know
I
what
think
I mean?
she's free. I just think she has a destination. Does that make sense? Like they're
Like kind of, I guess that makes sense a little bit how Maeve was last season.
Yeah.
Like she thought she
she's
was
just
free,
got a
and
fucking
then she got on the bus and she was like, "Oh, I was meant to do this."
train.
Whatever, same thing, fucker. You gotta be so specific when Jerome talks.
He's like that with me too.
Yeah, no, he's such an asshole.
I'm sorry. I like buses and trains. My bad. Yeah. I don't know. I remember what I was gonna say now.
Talking about them being free.
Yeah. It's just to me. It's like. I think free is like a word to make it. That doesn't mean like they're necessarily. I mean, they could just do whatever they want to do. But some of them, like that guy that he still wants to serve tequila to people because he's a bartender. Like he just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then that like the guy. What's the guy's name that went crazy this episode and was shooting everybody? And the bad guy. He's from Call of Duty.
The guy from Call of Duty?
Yeah, Braddock. Is that his name?
I'm not sure. The guy who they exploded. The guy they exploded at.
The guy
end.
that. Yeah.
Oh, he's right here. I got IMDb. I'm sorry. This guy right here, right?
Yeah, you didn't
Not
show,
that guy.
You didn't show us anything. Oh.
Where did he? This guy right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, him.
Yeah. All right, I'll look him up.
I think it's Braddock. But anyways,
Just keep talking.
I'm trying. So you know how he said he
Craddock, Major Craddock.
Oh, I was close.
Oh, you're real close.
CB, whatever it takes, bus, train, you know. So, like he was saying how he cheats death and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Don't you think he believes he can't die because Dolores brought him back to life?
Yeah, but it's just like how like Maeve figured that out last season because they just get like every host can't die, so they just get brought back online. So like he thinks he's special because like she did it to him.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But there's
because he doesn't know any better. And then Ed Harris goes, "Wait, I'll show you something."
Yeah, I love that scene with Ed Harris when he like stabs him and just starts killing everybody.
That was pretty.
I
cool.
think that scene is what made people think that he's a host because like he sits down and does his gun in the beginning of that. But then going to that because it looks like he gets shot, but he just gets like skimmed by the ear. I think if people said he got shot in the back, but like rewatching it, he doesn't get hit. Everyone's trying to compare it to that scene with Dolores, and I was like, no, he doesn't get hit there. He gets close, but
you said there's a lot of things online about him being a host.
yeah, everybody on Reddit thinks he's a host, and I think they're
do
I
you
think
still
they're crazy.
Think he's a host.
I do.
I think they're crazy for thinking that.
I think so.
I mean, if they revealed, because a lot of the theories is that there's still a William, and William created the Man in Black, and I would not like that. I mean, maybe if the show did it well, but I feel like that's a bit of a stretch.
that seems like a bit of a stretch to me too.
Like unless
that would
it was
take away a
unless
whole
it was
timeline.
it was a way to test it, like how he did with James Delos, and like he tested his own.
That's what I think.
his
That's
own
what I
DNA.
think is going on. Is that he is, they've let him out in the park or whatever, and like in his brain he has this one goal to figure out the maze or what, you know what I mean? And then his daughter shows up, kind of like William showed up with James Delos to do the final like interview.
Oh, so you think his daughter's there to interview him? Kind of.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do.
That's interesting. I really like going like to his daughter now. I liked how when she got captured and we finally got to see how Stubbs got like what's going on with him, other than him just showing up on the fucking beach. That like she even talked to, like the Man in Black and like she understood the Ghost Nation and all that.
Do you think? Assuming that he's not a host, because if he's a host,
Stubbs?
No, Man in Black.
Oh, okay.
Do you think he's gonna get along with his daughter? Because I don't.
I feel like it'll be.
No, because
I mean,
I feel like his daughter blames him for killing their mother.
Well, I mean, they
he
literally said that.
Yeah,
So that she resents him.
Yeah. Oh, do you guys think that he kind of lied about the way she died? Because in the flashes we got this episode, there's a lot of blood in that tub.
Bathtub.
And he said that she
shit.
She died because of a bunch of pills.
Yeah.
But pills don't make you bleed on your hand and shit.
Maybe she choked on
I mean,
him.
unless she like overdosed and then like cut herself.
Like did like a bunch of like blood thinners and I don't know. It seemed fishy and like they showed him going up. I don't know. It was
Well,
weird.
I was confused at that at first. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And
That's
then,
fun.
like,
I'm watching it. I was like, I wonder if Hass got that.
I did.
Oh, so if William created the Man in Black, who visited Delos?
William still, because it's his DNA, so it would look just like him. But the one in the park would be the host.
But do they age?
Why? He didn't. He could have made it after that.
Well, James
I don't-
Delos
I don't
didn't
know.
age.
That's true. Yeah, because they made him 149 times.
Yeah.
What's interesting too is when he left James Delos, he probably left him and then went right into the park.
That goes against
Because
your theory, though.
That's true. Yeah, because it says it's on his screen.
No, I'm just saying.
It says 2 weeks after his expiration date. So James Delos was there right before season 1 started.
Yeah,
Which I find
and then
interesting.
obviously we found out that because the Bernard and Elsie is current timeline, right?
Yeah, kind of. At least they want us to think that. It seems like
I was
it's
gonna
the current
say
timeline.
it's the way I see it, but
What I found really
I
interesting.
see shit all fucked up.
Isn't Bernard and Elsie 2 weeks ago?
Well, yeah, but that's what the current timeline is.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the future.
Oh, I'm sorry. I the future fucks me up.
What I found interesting though is like, so do you guys think when we're seeing that stuff that 2 weeks ago, is Bernard really there, or are we just seeing his memories? Because remember, he's trying to talk to Elsie, and he's like, "Am I even here with you?"
I think he's there.
You
and I
think
think he's
he was, like-
remembering
his memories
stuff.
just fucked up?
Yeah.
It's like he was on heroin this whole episode.
That stuff that was really cool though, the way they did it. Like he's like seeing the Bernards walk through and open shit.
No, you rewatched it this
Yeah.
afternoon before the podcast.
Yeah, well, probably
Do
like
you-
2 hours ago.
Do you think he went in there with the idea of killing those people now?
No, I still don't.
See, I do.
Do you think he went in there?
I
like,
don't.
Yeah,
I think
don't
I think
either.
he's been told to do that.
Well, no, yeah. But I think he was told to kill
Well,
everybody,
like
too.
I think he went in there to get the thing, and then those guys walked in, and he's
By
like,
the way,
well,
that's the thing
well,
that
shit,
Jerome was asking you about in the beginning.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
But I think.
Oh yeah, that little. Okay.
But I think.
Hello, I'm here. I promise.
I think he went in there to get that, and then saw the people walk in, and then was like, well, and then like because Force might walked in through his eyes or something.
I thought you were
maybe
talking about-
maybe a fly on the wall, and then he's like, oh shit, you have to kill those guys because they're witnesses. And then he walked over to the one guy with like violent delights, and then he killed everybody and killed himself.
See,
Yeah, I like how all the guys were just like snapping their own necks. Those white
the
things.
little drone
drones,
hosts,
you're-
the
you're-
venom.
yeah,
the venom
I almost called
drones.
them predators.
the venom people.
I don't know why I was going to say predators.
That's funny.
See, I think Ford realizes.
Do you think he's alive, or no?
No, I really don't.
I want to think he's alive, but I don't think they'll bring him back. I think if anybody comes back, it's Arnold.
I think so I thought about this today. I think that Arnold is in the future. He's the one that wakes up on the beach. He's the
Yeah.
one that's confused. I think if they bring Arnold back, they're not.
Do you think it's like?
they're not bringing back?
Do you think
Ford.
it's like a version of Arnold as like James Delos is?
Yes,
Okay.
Because I think it partly too is
because I think only
because
Ford can do that.
Well, it would make sense to me too, and I think this would go kind of partly into if Charlotte's a host too. If Ford did create here stuff like that is because you know how they said like the other hosts their code is something completely different.
Yeah.
Ford would probably use like the same code or whatever, but he probably has a way to make it so the little scanners doesn't see them as hosts, and that's how they get away with things.
See, my thinking is seeing.
Because like if they have those little balls in them, they don't have the same little memory chip as a.
Yeah, it's like having DNA or whatever.
Yeah.
My thing is, I think seeing the older Delos not being able to do it means there's no one else like that around, except maybe Arnold at the end of the season, and that's because they stole that ball.
Oh, you mean like there's no other human?
Yeah,
Yeah,
human,
that
human
made me
slash
think that too.
host.
Because like if they couldn't make it 2 weeks, it's not like they found the cure to it a week ago, Because
Yeah.
shit was hitting the fan. They're trying to save Westworld at this point. So that
Yeah, but see,
that
he-
confirmed
he
to me
kept
that they.
tell-
Wait, what were you gonna say?
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that confirmed to me that they're not copying the guest yet. They maybe want to, but at this point they can't figure it out yet. They haven't cracked the code.
Yeah, totally. There's no.
Because I mean that was literally 2 weeks ago when they left James Delos in there and it didn't work.
It was the 149th try,
Yeah, and you think if anybody was gonna get it right, like if they were gonna
and
be
that
the first person, it would be James Delos.
that lasted 35 days,
yeah.
the longest one.
Yeah.
So I mean, you
Well,
can't
I
be
guess a
cloning
little
people.
longer now because they left him in the room.
You
and
like
he started cutting himself.
Throw him in the fucking like say you like kidnap the Facebook guy, and then you throw him back in the world. Like 35 days later, he's gonna be going.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like that's not gonna work.
Yeah, that caught me off guard the very first time, like when he like starts like can't talk basically.
Yeah, that
I'm
guy was
just like,
really good though.
What
At
the
that.
fuck's going on right here? I'm like,
It amazes me how good these actors are.
Well,
doing
and
shit
then
like
who
that.
else does that?
Abernathy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is the person they want.
So yeah.
and they said that they
That-
loaded the shit up in. him,
That's what
but-
I was wondering too. What if Ford figured out the only way to like make a human, like if they wanted to take you and put you in a host, is to get a host to achieve consciousness, because then the body can actually like take it, and then you put the thing in there, and that's how like they get him going, and that's why Abernathy worked. But then now because so much shit's going in there, he's like fucking up.
Yeah, and he saw a picture of his daughter.
Yeah, potentially, yeah. But that's how I figured maybe that would work, and that's why he's like built the maze, and I felt like that would go in with his story and all
Right.
that. What I really wanted in that James Delos scene was when he was fighting Bernard and all that, because you think he would have known who Arnold was since he was there in the beginning,
Maybe,
he was there with young Ford, because when they had that meeting with Logan,
yeah.
for him to see him be like, Arnold? Like something like that, but he didn't say it, and I was like, oh, that would have been a perfect moment, I felt like.
It's weird that he can remember like his wife and his kid and his granddaughter, but
because for him, this is like probably like 2 weeks after that party.
yeah,
That's
or whatever,
that's
yeah.
that's what's weird to me about it is like, because they're keeping him alive, but it's not the real him. The real him's dead. Because it's not like this person remembers the 139 times he did it. He even says, if you watch it with subtitles, he stutters it, but he's like, I don't remember any of the trials.
Yeah.
So like it's not him because he doesn't have any of those other memories and all that shit, So it's just a clone
Right.
to seem like him.
Home invasion.
Every week, his house gets broken into.
There was no hiccups last week.
Oh wow!
Did you text me that? No
Yeah.
hiccup last week, and I'm like, yeah, everything went good, and he's like, no, I didn't hiccup last week, and I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't even notice.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So what other major things happened this episode? Well, I guess.
Well, we
I mean,
found.
Well,
El-
I was
Elsie-
right. I was right about Elsie being in a cave with a big bear cramp on, and just eating power bars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got that right.
I don't
Well,
know
I
how
wanted-
Hess guessed that exactly perfect.
I wanted to ask you. So when they go into the cave and they stumble upon Elsie, and she's just like
Yeah.
locked up right there. What were you thinking?
Mhm.
Were you like, son of a bitch?
Well, no, I just said, well, at least she's alive. I got half of her, right?
I mean, that's the glass is half full looking.
I'll
at.
Yeah.
take half. I'll take half. I knew she would. Her name popped up in the opening, song. I don't know if you saw it. or not,
Yeah.
but
They
her
actually
name-
they've been adding people onto it every week. Like,
No,
new
but I
people
mean,
on there.
I knew she was coming on, but
So
it was. I think when they showed her in the cave, I turned to Drum and said, "Where are the Indians?" Like,
do you guys think? Do you think? Oh my God! There we go. Do you think she makes it through the rest of the season, or do you think she dies? Because she's not at the end with Arnold, or who we think's Arnold, And we've seen Charlotte Hale at that end now.
I think
Do you
she
think
makes
she's gonna show up, or what do you think is gonna happen?
I think she makes it, but that's just a total guess.
Yeah.
I hope she makes it.
I feel like at this point, if you lock her in a cave for half the season, and then you kill her 2 episodes
But it's
later,
really
that's
not
kind of
half
lame.
the season. It's only been 2 weeks.
Well, I know, but I mean,
It's still half the season, though.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, technically, the whole season's 2 weeks.
yeah.
Wow.
That's what I mean.
Depending
so
on when the actual end
2
is.
weeks forward, 30 years back.
it's really
Yeah.
not even that long. Because at first I'm like, wow, she survived all this time in a cave eating power bars, and then I'm like, wait, it's only been fucking 2 weeks.
They still haven't showed how Stubbs gets away.
Well, I think they're gonna get to that because I think the Ghost Nation is actually saving humans, and that's probably why they saw what's his face, and they're like, oh, we need Sizemore. He's with 2 hosts. Let's get him because then they do that. And the guy talked English to Stubbs and said, you're only remembered as long as the last person that, or
Remembers
you're only alive as long as the last person that remembers
Yeah.
you or whatever.
Yeah.
But he says that in perfect English, and they're killing all the other hosts. So I think they're saving humans. And I think that's why they wanted Sizemore
From
last.
hosts.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
that's why they wanted Sizemore last
Because
episode.
I could see Maeve and Hector killing Sizemore still.
Yeah, and I think
Just for the fuck
they
of it.
figured that too, so they were sent to go get him. And I think they'll eventually let Sizemore go, or he'll escape as easily as fucking Emily did.
Yeah, she just beat that one
She
Indian's
hit,
ass and ran
hit a
away.
guy with a fire stick, and they were like, all right, see, and they didn't have any effort in getting her back, so that's why I think they're just like, okay, she can go.
Yeah.
She can clearly take care of herself, so she's fine.
Take care of herself?
But yeah, so that's my little theory on them. But I think they're saving people.
Yeah, so I got a question. So, you know how all the hosts want to go to Glory or whatever the fuck they call it?
Everybody has a different name for it, but yeah.
Name for it. What if Glory's, for the host, is like the maze,
Yeah,
for the Man in Black.
that's what I've been saying. Yeah,
It probably is.
I
It's
think
just-
I think
they're gonna get-
I think it's a flip of last season where
yeah.
it's for the humans or the Man in Black, whatever whoever you want to call it for, and the hosts are going to get there and it's going to kill them or whatever.
Yeah, but and then that's just it's the exact same. Although you know what, if they flip it and they flip Arnold, it's almost just like season 1 in reverse.
I mean, yeah, it totally is.
That's funny.
It's not going to be that.
Probably not.
I feel like that's kind of what they're getting to, though.
It seems
So, I'll ask a question. Well, first thing, I just want to say my favorite thing that Elsie said was like when she was going to shoot Bernard up with the fluid, she's like, okay, but you have to promise me not to hurt me again. But he killed every motherfucker in that room.
Yeah.
He killed every single one of them. So towards the end of the episode, when Lawrence's daughter is talking to the Man in Black,
yeah.
and she says something about you're playing the game all wrong. You're looking in the future. You need to be looking in the past.
Mm-hmm.
What do you interpret that as?
I think it means that. Like, I still think it means what I thought. Like the second episode when they were talking to when young Ford talked to him, that he needs to become William again, basically, and not the Man in Black to do that. Which I think means he's gonna go back through kind of all the things we saw him and Lawrence do, and even Logan in season 1, but as the Man in Black until it leads him to where he's going.
For me, it's hard because she said, "Don't look forward, look back."
Yeah.
Which is good advice unless you're crossing a street or something. But I kind of feel like a little bit of that B. William thing, but I think it's more about just not being an asshole to everybody.
Well, but I think that's what, William during the park, he's probably the nicest guy in Westworld. He left probably the biggest asshole in Westworld.
Right. And I think that's what it's about, but to me, like, that seems too easy.
It does seem.
I mean, it's easy in theory, but at the same time, if you're that much of a murderous, killing asshole,
what is this,
probably
like a
very
karma
hard
lesson?
to become.
I mean, for
I,
Ford,
I think it kind of. I mean, yeah, it's Ford. You never really know what he. I kind of do hope we eventually get the explanation of why he wanted this to play out, because we never got that. He just kind of all of a sudden is like, oh yeah, like he explained it's for Arnold and all that a little bit, but we never really got the full explanation why he wants the hosts to go crazy and shit.
I think he wants William to go through the same thing he went through, where it's like, he's like, oh, I want to tell my story, they're with these robots and like all this stuff, and then he's like, oh wait, shit, they can get consciousness, they can be real, and then he kind of flips, and then I think he wants William to realize that the same thing, like he can flip like from where he's going to where he's gonna go. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I get that.
Almost the exact opposite.
This
if
episode,
you remember, the first couple episodes that we watched, we thought Ford was the bad guy.
Yeah, totally.
Which he kind of.
He kind of is, but kind of isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, ask Theresa.
Yeah, that's true. There's a lot of theories out there that Theresa is William's sister. Because they said that they let her brother know that she died and stuff like that, and that his daughter is like, cause obviously she'd be related to her, so like she's upset about that too, and like they're all related and all that. Which I feel like that'd be a little bit of a stretch to do, but that would the people are saying that's why she smokes like her, it's like her aunt and stuff like that. Which I feel like would kind of make sense, but I feel like it doesn't need to be brought up.
Yeah.
At this point, like I don't think that would affect the story as much. But because you reminded me when you were talking about the William being like Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice? Because like when he was talking to James Delos, it reminded me a lot of like Ford talking to people. They actually played Ford's theme when he was talking.
That's what I heard,
to him
but I
at one
didn't catch
point.
it. Did you catch it?
I noticed that last night.
I didn't catch it.
Like that's the first time they played it since Anthony Hopkins like died. Or last time he had a conversation with someone like that.
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
I read someone put that on there, but I didn't catch it at all.
Oh yeah, I heard that last night.
The only thing I've caught so far is like the episode. I think it was one. It was whatever episode that you really thought that the Man in Black was a host because he was fixing his arm and shit.
I think that was episode.
It was one or two. I think it was two.
One.
Was it one?
One or two. One of those two.
It was one because that was the title of the episode. Is the Man in Black's a host? So it had to have been one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The Pleeka, the Pleeka podcast.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck? I thought I missed
Yep.
something there.
No, yeah, on IMDb it's Men in Black's the host.
So the when he's fixing himself up and getting his hat out of his treasure chest and all that stuff, remember that?
Yep.
They were playing the music to coming into Westworld. So to me, it was like almost like his shit has started now.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time I've noticed any like specific
songs.
Other than like them playing the Rolling Stones like all the time and shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they play it. Yeah, that's what that was last night when they opened up.
Yeah. They,
what was it like?
It was
something
it was
fire?
different. It was different every time.
No,
they went back to him.
It was different 2 of the 3 times. It was the same song twice, and then it was
Oh,
a
it's
different
different
song.
once.
At the time
okay.
he was dancing, it was different.
It was weird. I thought it was weird at the end when like she goes in there. It's playing the song from the beginning again.
Yeah, and it was skipping
on like repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was skipped. The record was skipping.
Yeah.
What I did, I thought it was kind of cool, and I don't know, maybe there was symbolism in it, maybe there wasn't, but when her and Elsie and Bernard walk in, and he's on the like bicycle pedaling backwards, I took it as he was like trying to rewind time, but I don't know if that's anything or not, but that's just the way I took it.
You know what Jerome sent me last night? So we just got done watching the episode, and
What did he send you?
a video of an intro to Lost.
Yeah.
And it's the same. It's almost the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing
as the intro to tonight's episode.
Yeah, which I mean makes sense because it's similar people making it.
But it was
to,
like
a tribute to
so close.
it. Yeah.
Really?
It's like
Yeah.
the record playing. The guy gets up, does a routine. Like
Yeah, he's on a cycle. Like it was very eerie. I mean,
I-
that's what they did.
I noticed that when we watched it. I was like, oh, this totally reminds me of Lost.
Yeah,
Which, I
it
mean,
went right over my
It
head.
makes sense because this show's a lot like Lost.
Yeah.
Well, it was Lisa Joy's.
Yeah, her first directing job, which I thought she
Yeah.
did a great job. I really liked it.
Yeah, it was a really good episode.
I think that Jonathan Nolan might be doing one soon because someone asked if she's going to be doing another one in her AMA, and he responded to it going, "Ahem."
Really?
That's all he responded with.
That's
So I hope he does it because it seems like at least to me, when like the showrunners direct, like they do it better because they know the characters so much more and they write it and stuff like that.
and the one they're probably like super into it, and they also probably pick the episode they want. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, this is gonna be a really good episode. I want to direct
You,
it.
like if I'm watching Arrow or whatever, and I see this, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be a good episode.
Yeah.
That's I really enjoy.
What are you looking up, Hess?
I'm looking up the name of that Rolling Stone song. It's gonna bother me.
I don't remember.
It was something about
Playing with
don't
fire.
play with me because you're
What?
playing with fire. I don't know. I don't think it really matters.
Matters to me.
Well, I mean, it's hard to have a podcast when the co-host is googling.
Oh, it's called Play with Fire.
Okay.
So I thought it was
What's
maybe.
what album is it from?
No,
It's
don't
the
even get
greatest
into it. Oh,
It's not the
Well,
greatest hits.
It's
I was
not
gonna say it had to be on an album to become on the greatest hits.
No, but I thought it maybe was hinting towards like, because every time 139 times.
Yeah, they had to burn him.
Remember, they pushed the button and it just set them on fire, set the whole shit on fire.
Well, also they're playing with fire, like when
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
taking-
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
doesn't when the record was skipping on that too. Don't play. And they kept going over and over again. It was
Yeah,
a little ironic.
very
but-
on the
Like,
nose.
hey.
But are you guys excited for next week's episode? When it seems like it's gonna be mostly, at least from the trailer, all Shogun World.
Shogun World,
with
yeah.
Maeve.
Nah,
You're not excited for that?
not really.
I think it'll be interesting because it'll be different. Like anytime the show could do something different, I feel like it'd be cool.
Yeah, like this episode was really good. It's gonna be hard to top it. I got a feeling it might be a little bit of a letdown, but I hope not. Hopefully, I'm wrong.
I hope you're
I
wrong
think
too.
I think you are wrong.
I hope so.
Because I haven't been let down by any episode this season. I feel like they've just gotten a little better as they go on. I guess maybe no. Episode 3 wasn't as great as the first two, but
Yeah.
I still really enjoyed it. But I haven't been let down by any, so hopefully.
I mean, maybe letdown's too much, but I don't know. I'm not into samurais and shit, so like it. Hopefully it'll
but
be.
Maeve's
cool.
your favorite character, I thought.
Yeah, I like her better this year.
I do like her a lot better this year.
But then she starts swinging a sword.
I don't know. I think that might be cool, but at the same time, like the other hosts have guns, so I don't.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what
think
I was-
swordplay is gonna be that.
She's like
like,
swinging a
devastating.
sword. I'm like, pick up your gun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You never know.
So Hess, you said you had some theories on this episode.
Yeah.
What are they?
We already went over them. We already went over the
Oh
theories.
really?
Yeah.
The fuck was it?
I don't
It
remember.
was Man in Black still a host, or he's that version of James Delos in he's actually in Westworld.
Oh, so you think James Delos is the Man in Black in Westworld?
No. I think that either that Man in Black is a full on host, or he's like, would you consider James Delos a host? What they were trying to build?
I would consider him just like a
No.
clone.
Yeah, I would. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's either a clone or a host, one of the two.
Oh, okay.
That's what I think.
I still.
And
don't-
like I said, that Emily is there to do his like interview, final interview or whatever. That's what I think. And it's out there. I mean, don't get me wrong.
I mean, there's a lot of people that agree with you.
Yeah,
that
there's
think
people.
that.
People think that.
I feel like me and Nick are probably in the minority of disagreeing with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can't see that in any way.
I don't know
the
how I
only
would
the
feel
only
if
way
that was
the
it.
only way she would go out there and interview him is if he was in his.
Well, maybe not though. If they worked, so then now he's out there and she's still going to. I don't know.
Well, and
check up
isn't
on
he like
Dad.
the owner of the park? So can he just say, "Hey, I'm going in"?
Well, but I mean, like if he's if he's a clone, then there'd be another one of them out there or someone else, you know? Because I mean, James Delos was in charge and they kept him in there 139 times or whatever it was. So.
Yeah, but he was dead, and William was running the park.
Well, yeah, but if William is
yeah,
a
but
host,
I
then
don't-
someone else would be in
But
charge.
where James Delos is has nothing to do with the park. That's Delos.
Yeah, but they were trying to clone him
They
so
did.
that he could like live on. Right, but they were trying to clone him to be basically a spitting image of who he was in real life, so that he could he could come out of where he was in his little enclosure and like live again in the real world.
Right. So what's
Right.
the Men in Black doing?
That's what I'm saying. I think he's either a host or he's like a clone version.
My thing against that is when the Man in Black or William is talking to James Delos and he goes and like he finally like, yeah, I've come to realize that an asshole like you doesn't deserve to keep on living, and neither do I. So why would he clone himself if he doesn't think he should even live on?
Who knows? He's got some regret. He fucking feels bad finally. I don't know.
But I mean, like because like that clone of him would have the same feelings. So like if he doesn't want to live forever, why would he make another version of himself that would live forever?
He literally says no one should live forever.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't think that he would clone himself.
So you think he cloned himself when he got older?
Yeah.
Okay, because he went and talked to James Delos, unless a clone
Right.
talked to a clone, and then
But
we have
like,
Clone
No,
Wars.
but what doesn't make sense to me?
Could be a Star
I
Wars
feel
movie.
like that literally couldn't have happened because if they made a working Man in Black clone, why can't they make a working John Delos
Well,
clone?
that's what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, the timeline doesn't match up to where because he interviewed John Delos that didn't work and then went into Westworld.
Yeah, I mean, I literally don't think that can work, but
Unless if they wouldn't have shown that John Delos was 2 weeks past the expiration date, then I'd say yeah, it could have been any time there before we went to Westworld and all that. But they literally said it was 2 weeks past it when Elsie burned him.
right.
So I feel like the timeline doesn't add up for that to make any sense.
You don't think they figured it out in 2 weeks?
No, especially because the guy that he told to let burn was dead in John Delos' room.
Yeah. Which he kind of killed that guy too.
Yeah, he did.
Which, by the way, why did that guy go in there?
I was wondering that. Like, what would be the reason to go in there? The guy's clearly
no-
fucking shit up and cutting his face.
Did he trick him? He's like, "Hey, come in here. I want to show you."
Well, I
something."
don't think he can't see outside.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I was wondering that. Why the fuck would that guy go in there?
And so, do the hosts have to eat?
No, they don't. You have to eat or breathe.
So
Jonathan Nolan said that. Like
he was-
they could
because
go
he was
underwater
eating-
and never come back up.
well, they all just fucking drowned. Did he see episode 1?
Well, he
So
said
they're
that.
not. So they're not all dead then.
Well, potentially they could be faking. Yeah.
Well, if they don't need to breathe, they can fucking just float in water.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why there's theories out there that that's an ambush and that they're just gonna try to kill them all. But I don't know how they get to that point. So it's hard to say if I agree with that or not. You know.
Yeah, because I didn't see any guns in there.
Like for all we know, they were all shot and then the water came up, or you know.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Speaking of theories, have you heard anything about the simulation theory?
What do I think about it?
That'd be the question.
I think it's stupid.
You think it's stupid?
Yeah.
I
So
agree.
you don't think there's any possibility?
Nope.
I don't either. I get the idea,
Really?
but I don't think that's possible. I mean, I don't know. It's just
Well, I mean, yeah. I've so like I heard someone say this the other day in a podcast I was listening to, and it says only a rich guy would think that everything's simulation. Because, like, the garbage man doesn't think he's in a simulation right now. I guarantee you.
No, yeah, I get that.
Garbage men make good money.
I think you missed my point.
No, yeah, I agree.
If you were simulating something, would you...
And, like, I get the idea because I listened to, wow, I just completely spotted his game. Who's the really famous scientist that everybody loves? Neil deGrasse Tyson. He was talking about it.
Yeah.
And he's like, you got a computer, and then you make a simulation like you're playing Sims or whatever. And then in that game, the person in the game, you get they get consciousness, and then they make a computer, and they make when does it become real and not real?
Yeah.
So I get that idea, but at the same time, I don't know. It just doesn't. I don't ever see that happening. It seems like Westworld to me.
It's the same thing as when I was little, before they knew anything about simulation. They'd be like, so inside you, there's another world inside an atom that was inside of you.
Yeah, it's like the movie Osmosis Jones.
Yeah.
But real life.
Basically.
Yeah, no, I don't.
I just think it's an interesting theory.
I think it is interesting.
I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't.
Yeah, but the one thing to me too is there's no way ever to prove it unless the people out there are like, oh fuck, they're onto us, and then they're gonna delete us or something. You know what I mean?
And then we'd never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's kind of how I feel about it. It's just and even if it is, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Because what are you gonna do about it? Stop simulating it?
No, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
I was gonna test it out and just not go to work tomorrow.
Then you get fired.
I'll teach him.
In your simulation, you'd get fired.
Yeah.
And then I'll be awoke and be in real life, and I won't have a job.
And what if you don't have a real life?
I think I do.
So you think you're gonna become like the Maeve of our world now and be walking around and
look for your daughter?
Doesn't look like anything to me. And people walk away from you and shit.
You should try it.
I should.
He could be your Teddy.
Yeah, I'll be your Teddy.
Or he'll be your Hector.
Oh no, I don't want to be Ass's Hector. Nope. He tries to jerk off on me like that one guy did to Hector. He's gonna
how many times did James Dale jerk off in this episode? Just twice, or was it?
Well, I'm assuming 149 times. He did the same routine every time.
I only saw it once.
They only showed it once. No, they showed it twice?
I only saw it once.
Actually, they might have showed
it once. They showed him pouring coffee a couple times.
Actually, they showed him.
You know what I noticed in this GIF? Someone tricked me into looking at a penis. Someone put a GIF of it. He pours just like that guy with the huge dick. Remember?
What?
Remember last season the guy pouring the water for Elsie, and she's like, "Oh, your talents are being wasted."
Yeah.
He has a huge penis. Someone compared this to, and I was like, "Oh, that's right." But now I'm just looking at that guy's penis again.
So I was watching.
I want to point out there's still only been one penis this season.
Yeah, dick counter.
So I was watching this at the gym on the phone with subtitles, and
I watched it in the living room on your TV with subtitles.
Yeah, I know. Do you want to know how I know?
Oh, because I restarted the episode and they kicked you out?
So I'm watching it, and I got to a half an hour, and I was...
you probably got off the treadmill and then turned it off.
So I was drinking water, and I had to pee. I always have to pee when I drink water. So I go take a piss, and then I was like, well, I'm going to do a couple machines before I get back on there. So when I stopped at 30 minutes in, it was the second time that William, not a host, comes and visits James Delos.
Yeah.
Okay? So I get up on the machine, I go to HBO Go, I hit resume, and
it's him jerking off
again. It's him jerking off, and I was like,
because that's where I was at.
And I was like, oh, I don't remember him jerking off. And then I was like, I looked down, and I was, and I let it play for a second because it was literally the same scene.
Yeah.
I felt like you, like when you're watching a real episode. But then I was like, I looked down and it's like, oh, it's 5 minutes in, so I totally fucked it up, and then I had to just fast forward. But at least it was easy because I knew where I was at. But it was a little mind fuck for a second.
That's I turned it on and I was like, oh, if I hit restart, that's not gonna fuck him up, is it?
It wouldn't have if I wouldn't have paused it.
Yeah, I didn't think you were gonna get up and take a bathroom break. I would have just left it in my pocket on Westworld and came back and hit play.
I think I backed out on accident.
Yeah, sure you did. You just wanted to see him jerk off again.
No, you know what I did? I started listening to a podcast when I was not watching stuff.
Oh, in European. Did you?
No. Because I did a couple.
Did you listen to the rest of that Westworld podcast you're listening?
Yeah.
Did they say anything interesting or nothing?
Nothing great.
Nothing
spectacular.
That's kind of how I felt when I was listening to it.
Nothing bad, but nothing that sticks out. It's too soon. That's the problem doing it too soon. Don't you feel like every Tuesday we have way more information than we do on Monday?
Yeah. So we were that's actually a good point to bring up. Now we were talking about, and I don't know, Hess, if you can do it. I don't know if we can even do it this week, but we're thinking about, because I've been editing our theories of this video, and putting it out as a bonus video.
Which good luck with that with this.
Fuck, I know what you're saying. I don't know if they do, but
I don't know how you do.
we're thinking about doing a bonus like theory cast every week. It's maybe like a Wednesday or Thursday or whatever to get out the information we know, and like us thinking about it a couple days later, stuff like that. So
Plus, usually by like Friday, we're all excited for the next episode.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So if
Absolutely.
anybody is interested in that, comment down below if you'd want to watch the second podcast from us on Westworld. And
the last little recap video, the last I saw was like 263 views.
yeah, the little bonus we
Yeah.
put out, I think it's almost at 300 views now, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
I mean, considering it's not even new information.
Yeah. So we did a Twitter poll.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Last night.
I forgot about it too.
Your favorite episode of Westworld so far. So let me just find the poll real quick. It says favorite episode so far this season. 1, 2, 3, Quattro. We have 7% of the people like the first episode the most. 4% like the second. 4% like the third, and 85% like Quattro.
How many votes?
28 votes. Not as many as last couple, but I mean it was a very simple question, so some people probably didn't care.
Why
Did
did you like subliminally mindfuck them with the Quattro or?
I don't know. I just
I mean, like
that's what
1, 2, 3, Quattro.
That's what he shaves with, so he figured.
Oh, the Chic Quattro.
Yeah.
that was a
I
good
got
one.
you.
Um,
Brought to you in part by Chic Quattro.
yeah,
It's not like you said shit.
it sounds like he's putting on a condom or something.
Wow.
What are you playing with? He told me to come here. Like I can hop through the screen. Oh, it's a. Ah.
It's my Beats case.
I like how he holds it.
Hey, does it have a zipper?
I liked how he
a
holds it.
bra.
He held it to his ear like I didn't know what Beats were. It's my
Beats.
it's my Beats. my Beats headphones right here.
The question is why are you zippering
You
him
can
up and
tell.
down?
You can tell it's a part of. We're 45
You
minutes
know how
in. He's getting a little bored.
You know I'm a fidgeter.
That's what she
You
said.
can see him jerk off. He's very fidgety.
I don't want to see that.
I'm real handsy.
Thank God we're at the episode or the part in the episode where no one's watching anymore.
Yeah. So,
So
you guys-
how long does it take to get down the river?
2 hours.
Oh,
for those who
Jesus.
don't know, we're talking about like river raft and stuff.
Yeah. Don't be a pussy. Jesus Christ.
Heth is deathly afraid of drowning.
When I asked you, I totally forgot about that whole. I just
I
thought it was the
remember.
ocean thing. Like I didn't realize that you were afraid of like creeks.
It's not a creek. There's currents and shit underneath. You get fucking sucked under. My fat ass is just gone. No more fat nipples.
I mean, Angela went down it once, and she weighs 12 pounds.
Before we move on, I want to talk about Barry and Silicona. I want to bring up, we got a comment last week on the podcast, and I don't know if this guy was kidding or not. I'm hoping he was, because if not, I feel like he's very stupid. He said, "Get your shit together and stop rambling."
I think that was.
And I feel like that's a very on the nose joke. But you never know with YouTube comments. You really never know.
I saw the video had it said it had four comments, but only 2 of them are showing.
Well, let me
So I don't know
see.
if you have to like approve them.
Sometimes I
or-
do have to approve them. Let me check right now.
Because I was
This is
like,
right.
what the fuck? I'm like, what are these other 2
Oh,
comments?
Nick did comment.
I
on-
commented.
But it's not there. They're gone. I wonder if they like YouTube.
Yeah,
deleted-
I didn't see them.
Here, hold on.
That's all right.
I'm gonna try to click on it because there is one I do want to read. Oh no, it was on the other Westworld, the More Theories video that got some comments.
Yeah, that's the one that had 4.
Uh, Yeah. So this is our bonus video. We got some comments for. Someone said, "How do I watch that trailer? I didn't see the pic in either secret commercial or one." By the way, I was wrong. It's not the man in black looking at himself. It was him looking at John Dalis. So you don't have to find the trailer.
Yeah, or
Bobby,
you
I'm-
could just watch the episode.
Talking to you, Bobby.
Talking to you, Bobby.
Maddie Shirk said, "I totally think Elsie is alive with the Ghost Nation hosts." Maddie, you and Hess are both wrong.
That's not what me and Maddie said. Me
Yeah,
and Maddie said that she was chilling in a cave eating power bars.
I have proof right now that you and Maddie said I think she's alive with the Ghost Nation hosts. Nick says, "Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs." Billy Jackson said, "I love your guys' crazy theories, LOL." And then this is one I have a little story for. So me and Nick, and because we have iPhone X's, humble brag, we can't comment on YouTube videos
Oh,
sometimes because
yeah.
the screen's so fat. So we commented on.
I forgot
We
about
commented
that.
on our iPad.
What? The screen's so fat?
The screen's so big it fucks up on the
Yeah,
YouTube
you
app
can't.
'cause
We
it's not-
can't be the first one to comment because you can't.
You can't hit the
button.
comment button because the screen it's fucked up
it's-
on our iPhones.
yeah. It's annoying.
Oh.
And of course,
But-
I wanted to comment how fucking retarded you guys were
Yeah.
last week on your theories.
But so we come to it on the
Okay.
iPad, and he accidentally hit the speech button, and it hurt us talking. And well, this is what came out. I'm totally going to the west. Oh God, look at going to the west of property. Scoop, the poop is night. Going to the Weasel. My God, like I'm going to the west. Property is what the fuck. The weird is gonna hurt, and the drum's a faggot.
What were you listening to? Kanye West's new
Well,
song?
so here's what happened. It started going, and I said something about Westworld or something.
Yeah, he said something about Westworld, and I said, "Oh, I can be Kanye West. Poopty scoop."
Yeah, and I go, you're not saying poopity. And then all of a sudden I look down, and it's like saying all this shit.
Everything that we're saying, and then he ends it with drums a faggot, and that's what we got.
Yeah, at
There
the
you
end
go.
I go, drums a faggot, and then it said drums a faggot.
I definitely didn't see that comment.
We
Did
were
you
dying
approve
laughing.
it?
Yeah, for like 15 minutes about that fucking comment. But all right.
Well, and then we saw it going about halfway, so we just kind of continued it.
Yeah. So now let's talk about Barry and Silicon Valley. Let's talk about Barry first. Hess, what did you think about the finale?
I really enjoyed it. Barry's just, I mean, he's bound and determined to not, like, go to prison. Or he's bound and determined to just become an actor or be with this chick and just live happily ever after. Happily after. Can't talk.
Hess talks about as good as Barry.
He
is
doesn't
at
want to go to
fulfilling that.
jail.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know anyone that does.
No, there's a few people.
That
out
guy in Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad that goes to jail
Yeah.
for
But
people.
I mean, like, he's just bound and determined to not go to jail, and he just wants to live happily ever after.
Yeah. Were you surprised that he killed the cop lady at the end?
No, I wasn't.
there. Were you surprised when she showed up for their weekend rendezvous?
Yeah, I was surprised at
Yeah.
that.
And then we all thought it was a dream at that point because like
yeah, like when
she
Fonzie
shows up
came
when they're
down
all
and started
together. And
dancing
Fonzie's
and-
singing. We're like, what the fuck? And then they're on the fucking dock and he's gonna shoot her. We're like, I don't think this is a dream.
Yeah,
But
it was good though.
overall, I think the season's really good. I might want to rewatch it like all together because
Okay,
I
I just want to rewatch. Oh, I thought you were telling me to say it with you.
Come together.
but because the first
Jesus.
like 2 or 3 episodes I wasn't fully sold on the show, but then the last couple I really like. So I wonder if like liking the show now, if I rewatch them, if I'll have a better thinking
kinda-
of it.
Probably.
But I really liked it.
I loved it.
I liked it a lot.
I'm happy. I'm happy it
interested
got
to see
renewed.
where they're gonna go for season 2. You know.
Well, yeah, especially because he doesn't want to kill, but that's kind of the point
Well,
of the show.
now they have to investigate her missing, and
I
she
guess that's
fucking
true,
went there
yeah.
for the weekend.
Yeah, I remember.
but who knows that? Because remember, she kept that shit on the low for a while.
That's true. But I mean, I feel
So
like
I
feel
wonder
like
if she's
her
was
going.
still keeping it on the
Eventually,
low.
they're gonna know
How
she
did
went
she?
missing.
How did she get there? Like, did she fucking fly out of a plane, like parachute in? I mean, she probably drove her car there.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah.
And how heavy of a sleeper is
Boy, it was a silencer.
Blondie?
It was a silencer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but dude, he was out of bed for a long time.
Well, just because
Maybe
she's out
she
of bed.
fucked him to sleep.
Yeah.
Fucked her.
Maybe
to sleep.
he fucked her to sleep.
That's what I tried to say.
I remember when she was aiming the
This
gun.
motherfucker.
She was aiming the gun at Barry, and I was like, you know, I don't know if this lady knows this, but Barry got renewed for season 2.
Yeah.
So I don't think that lady's gonna make it through the night.
The funny thing is, me and Abby are watching it, and we neither of us had any idea if it was renewed. And she goes, "Did it get renewed?" And I go, "I have no idea. I haven't seen anything."
That's funny.
It would have been crazy at the end. She just like kills him, and that like it was just a short series.
Yeah.
That would have been just a little disappointing.
It was. It was.
Speaking
really
of
good.
disappointing, what do you guys think of the Silicon Valley finale?
It's not that it was disappointing. It's just that I guess it is disappointing. I just want more because, like, I like everything. It just seems like you start Silicon Valley.
And then something,
it's
and then,
over.
and then something kind of happens 5 minutes before the end,
Yeah.
or usually right at the end something happens, and then nothing happens again next episode until right at the end.
Although, Kiss My Piss was pretty funny.
And you're gonna die today, motherfucker.
That was
The best part of the entire season. I loved that part.
That's
I want to select a clip of that just so every time you're an asshole, I can send it to you.
That's the funniest line since "Do you fuck your mother with that chain" or whatever the hell.
Do you
he
choke
said.
your mother with that chain
Yeah.
when you put your penis
Yeah,
in her butthole?
Kiss My Piss was hilarious.
And then his dance was pretty funny too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It reminded me
Like,
a
what are you
little bit of
doing?
you, to
Me?
be honest, yeah. Sounded like something you'd say.
Kiss my piss.
See?
But all right, so you guys ready to wrap up this podcast?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks for watching Random Ramblings this week. We'll be back next week with another episode of Westworld and no Barry or Silicon Valley because those are over. And yeah.
Signing out. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Signing out. But no, sorry. Signing out is Jerome King. Got Nick, Hass, Fat Nipple.
and
Sorry.
Are you sure you're
Fat
drunk?
Nutsack.
I'm positive I'm Jerome this weekend. Yeah, we'll see you guys next week.